glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hamadash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father whom the world ignorantly calls God. Yahushai is the name of his only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. I have to give double honors to the elders and the apostles who have been listening and rule well. And I want to say peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. To you all, say shalom. It's a brother, my alcoholic, coming to you again from the gates of the city. You know, with the mission of prophesying and declaring, according to the scripture and the Holy Spirit, the downfall of this wicked-ass kingdom that is headed by and led by Esau, a.k.a. the white man, a.k.a. Babylon, a.k.a. modern-day Rome, man. And speaking of prophecies, you know, it was beautiful because news came out recently. Well, the news has been out, but now it's been verified, right? Verified by small hatters. That small hatters, the so-called wish people, the state of Israel, it's technically not even a country, it's a state. The state of Israel has admitted or confirmed or is taking credit for pushing so-called President Donald Trump, which is what we believe, or the elders and apostles, Great Millstone, believe that, you know, that's Nero in the reincarnation. Well, I'm a firm believer in that too, because reincarnation is a real thing pursuant to the scriptures. Nonetheless, they admitted that they pushed Donald Trump to basically for regime change in Venezuela. So all this talk about sending troops to Venezuela, you know, attacking or blowing up Venezuelan vessels to basically instigate conflict. Small hatters have confirmed or are taking credit for pushing Trump to take those actions, right? And we bring this out all the time. Oh, I'm gonna bring this out real quick before I jump to Jeremiah. Matthew 24 and 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the building of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Right, so basically, the disciples are asking, hey, well, basically, what's the end of the world going to look like? In your return, how's that going to look? Right? Because just like in Acts, they ask, is this the time now that you restore the kingdom into Israel? Right? But it wasn't time then. I'm just going to jump to that real quick. Acts chapter 1 verse 6. When they therefore will come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. Right? And so, you know, that's not a cut to wacky-tacky Christians saying that basically Yahushua is the Most High. Or how, as wacky-tacky Christians say it, that they don't call upon true names. But so a Christian would say, oh, Jesus is God. But Yahushua is a God. But Yahushua and Yahweh are two separate people. Right? So Yahushua isn't the Most High. There's a separation. Right? Just like the Lord was putting a separation there. It's not time for you to know the seasons that the Lord is going to spring out, man. Because again, everything is done according to the Most High's clock, man. We are not on our own time, man. We're technically in this flesh. We're on borrowed time. right? Because flesh has an expiration date. Even the elect of Israelites, even the elect of Israel, their flesh has an expiration date. Even though some may never taste of death, but they're not going to be in the flesh forever, man. And when the Lord returns, we're going to get new bodies, right? So all flesh has an expiration date, right? Just that 2/3 expiration date is judgment day. All right, the elect's expiration date is salvation day. Right? That's the expiration date of the flesh, right? Because Jacob isn't going to be in the flesh in the kingdom, right? Jacob is going to be corruptible. Jacob is going to have wicked thoughts, man. That's a symptom of the flesh. Wicked ideas, even if it's just for a fucking second, and you rebuke the thought or the idea that goes across your mind. And that's not going to happen. We're going to be perfect, man. We're going to be made perfect. All right, but back to Matthew 24. Matthew 24:4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. Beware that no man deceive you. And in the times that we're in, deception is on full scale, right? Not in Slovakia. Let me not say full scale. Deception is out there. Again, we spoke about AI being a tool of deception. A lot of people are falling for it. A lot of videos are released to the public, and it's AI, right? They try to. There's really no laws technically restricting it. It might be copyright laws, but that's about it. But they're trying to limit the use of AI to create false news or false narratives by putting a watermark on AI videos. So you'll see an AI video sometimes, it'll say Sora floating around the video, but that really doesn't help. Because there are ways around that too. And there are other AI softwares as well that may not display a watermark. So, but AI, the AI the public has access to isn't fully mastered or perfected. Like if you see an AI video, first and foremost, the audio sounds the same. There's no like nuance in speeches, and it's like that just sounds like AI. You don't even have to see the video. Your eyes can be closed and the video can be playing in the background, and you can just hear it. The way the speech is, or the way words are spoken, it just sounds like AI. The way voices are generated, it's like that just sounds like AI. So that's one thing. The voices aren't truly mastered or perfected. Another thing is lettering. Sometimes AI is horrible at lettering. It could generate letters, it could display letters, but when letters start to move, like for instance, I seen a video where it was basically a police officer arresting ICE agents, but off rip, it just seemed like AI. But you could tell in the video that the badge that the officer was wearing, the letters were being altered like in real time. So it's like that's a red flag. That's AI. Another red flag of AI is the hands. AI is not perfected in generating hands and mouth and speech. So if you look closely at somebody's mouth when they're talking in the video, or their hands, you could tell, or even their toes. If you're able to see toes, you can tell it's AI when shit gets disfigured, like randomly, or just be disfigured. And sometimes you might see 6 fingers, or sometimes you might see conjoined fingers, or elongated fingers. Another thing about AI is that that's really the main red flags of AI. Text, mouth, and hands, and the sound, which is basically damn near the whole video. But people are falling for it. I can believe the video I've seen had millions of views, right? So people are falling for it. But hey, what the Lord say? Take heed, beware that you don't be deceived, right? Because deception, we haven't reached the peak of deception yet. Because once AI is perfected, it's going to be used as a weapon, Right now it's a tool, right? Before the version of AI that the public has access to now, we had tools like if you ever typed on a computer like emails or documents, we had tools like Grammarly. Grammarly would analyze the text you typed and basically fix any punctuation, grammatical errors, even the tone. Let's say, all right, you sound angry in this tone. Let's switch it up to make you sound either joyous, happy, or confident. That's what, so it's really a tool. But now the public has access to generating videos of people, or even altering videos of people and text, right? So, and that's the thing. When you live in Babylon, when you're in captivity, man, tools become weapons, right? That's like the scripture says, money is a defense. But money has now become a weapon in society. Even tools to help you build a home, to lay your family's head, to keep your possessions. Tools like that can be used as weapons to kill people, to destroy buildings, right? So your modern day tool is now a weapon in this place, man. But that's the beauty of it. Because in the kingdom, there's going to be no need for weapons. So tools are going to be used to create, right? Constant creation, right? The kingdom's going to be so beautiful. Words can't even fathom it. There are no words where you can describe it like and have an idea or even have a guesstimation. It's impossible. Even if you've seen it firsthand, it came back and brought a report, your words wouldn't be able to fully describe it. Actually, your words will do it a disservice and show it, because words wouldn't be able to, especially English, words wouldn't be able to fully capture the magnificence, the glory of the kingdom. Hey, the words won't really, truly be able to capture the magnificence and the glory of the return of Yahushua, right? It's just going to be something every head shall, every knee shall bow, man. Really. It's going to be, there's nothing you can say, right? Praise be to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All right. Matthew 24:5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And that's another form of deception that's going to go out there, man. All right? It's going to be the deception of basically religion. That's another weapon that's going to be used mainly for Jake, right? That's what this captivity is truly created for. This place is a captivity for Jake, right? You'll see other nations prosper here, but you're starting to see other nations starting to feel the curses too. Right? We're coming to the end. So everybody's going to feel pain coming to the end. But nonetheless, you're going to have people saying that the Lord has returned, or this guy is the Lord. No, you're going to know when the Lord returns. There's going to be no question about it when the Lord returns. There's going to be no, you need an announcement. You're going to know when the Lord returns. Nonetheless, you know, this is why Amalek Small Hatters actually preach as well. They don't believe that Yahushua was on earth already, or Yahushua walked the earth already. They believe he's coming for the first time. So I believe they're going to create some type of false flag and say that the Messiah is returning. And that's another thing too. They also believe that the entire world has to hate them before the Messiah returns. So right now you're seeing, now I'm speaking as a man when I say this, but I believe, because I noticed this on my social media feed on 2 separate devices. which is mainly used for two separate types of content. Right, so I mainly see this is social media feed, but I see a lot of dislike for Amalek, right? Dislike for Amalek is becoming mainstream, right? Dislike for small hatters, ever since the so-called war started on October 7th, right? Ever since the release of videos of hostages, of buildings being destroyed, people being slaughtered, children being slaughtered, children begging for food, families, destitute of help, news and reports of entire neighborhoods or communities not having resources such as power and water or food. Ever since that has been released, a lot of people have been, pointing that finger at Amalek saying, hey, these niggas ain't right. These niggas ain't right. Basically saying, F small hatters, F Zionism, shit like that. But I believe because Esau controls what goes viral. Esau controls what's released on social media. There's been times where I try to post something or share something that as soon as you post it, it says, oh, there's an error, you can't post this. Or as soon as you upload it, it gets flagged. It's like, how is it flagged? You upload a 10-minute video, it's flagged within 2 minutes. How can somebody watch a 10-minute video and be offended within 2 minutes? I mean, it's possible, that's possible, but people are idiots. People won't take the entire context of things. So they hear a little piece of a video, of a clip, and run with that narrative, right? But nonetheless, I've seen them control social media, and they control what goes viral, so they intentionally want the videos of what's happening to the so-called Palestinians to go viral. They want that. They want to be slandered. They want to be persecuted. They want to be harassed. Not they as a whole, I should say, Slovakia. I should say the higher-ups in Amalek's government. Because I believe it was Netanyahu that said basically Israeli law is based on the Talmud. So everybody gives you an idea of how that country operates. Like the Talmud says some wild shit. Literally. But nonetheless, speaking as a man, I believe they want this because they believe in their religion. They got to get persecuted before there has to be war, persecution before their Messiah returns, right? So, which is crazy because Christians, so-called Christians, are waiting for the Antichrist. So-called small hatters are waiting for the Messiah. So, but again, Slovakia, I'm going on a tangent, but anti-Mashiach, there'll be many anti-Mashiach. So it isn't just going to be one so-called Antichrist, man. It's not going to work. It doesn't work like that. There are many of them, right? But so it seems like confusion has gone up all over the four corners of the earth. And it's crazy because so-called Christians defend and back up so-called Israelis. The so-called Israelis scoff at the so-called Christian religion. But they're supposed to be their biggest ally. This shit doesn't make sense, man. This shit only makes sense when you don't understand what's going on, when you don't know the truth. You could just be lost in a sea of lies, man. And that's what this place is, a sea of lies. But these lies are going to be used to help destroy this place, man. Because, hey, it all depends on your foundation. What kind of foundation are you going to build on? Are you going to build on a foundation of sand, right? Are you going to build on a weak foundation, or are you going to build on a solid foundation, which is the truth? All lies are shaky, right? Because you could ask a follow-up question about a lie, and then you have to create another lie to defend that original lie. So, and it goes on for continuing. Nonetheless, I wanted to get this because it's beautiful that small hatters have admitted or confessed or claimed that they're the reason that Trump is behind, or they're behind the reason Trump wants to basically attack Venezuela. Right? And Venezuela, again, the country of Venezuela, the people of Venezuela, are majority of the tribe of Asher, right? In that region. Colombia, Venezuela, Brazil, that's the Asherites, right? So persecution is coming. Persecution for Jake is coming. And it's crazy because you had a lot of so-called Latinos, vote, and which voting is off. If you're a so-called black, Hispanic, or so-called black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native American, why are you voting for your oppressor to rule over you? Well, it's idiotic, it's moronic. And it's off, pursuant to Deuteronomy chapter 17. But nonetheless, persecution is coming. Trials, tribulation, anguish is coming. All right, for all 12 tribes, man. It ain't gonna be just Asher dealing with the pain.
Go say it's your birthday. What a party,
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Crazy work. But, so small hatters have admitted or claimed to be in Trump's ear, pushing for regime change in Venezuela, which we all know that Venezuela has huge reserves of oil, right? Because everything Amalek does is about control and their so-called almighty dollar, man. Nothing they do is about Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Even though they claim to be the people, the chosen people of God, what do they do that's truly godly, man? Ain't shit, man. Ain't shit. I seen an Amalekite, because I follow Amalekites on my social media to balance out my algorithm. Right? I just need the balance. I need the balance. Just because so I get both sides of every argument. There are truly three sides of every argument. Is one side, it's the left side, the right side, and the truth. But I followed this Eve, which is ironic because her name was Eve too. But I followed this Eve on social media. She was like, she posted a video. She was like, I don't know why people. She's an Amalekite. She claims to be a small hatter, or she claims to be Wish, you Wish, She said, I don't know why. I don't know why people complain about eating kosher, saying it's so hard. Look at this. I packed my lunch and I got a delicious meal. I got this sandwich, and it's all kosher. I got a sandwich, an Israeli pickle, and a drink. But she said the sandwich was, I think she said pastrami. I think she said pastrami. And pastrami is fucking pork. Let me Google that. Let me fact check that. I think pastrami is dried fucking pork. Dried swine. No, Slovakia. It wasn't pastrami. It wasn't pastrami. Let me find this real quick. Slovakia. It wasn't pastrami. Pastrami is beef. Slovakia. If I'm not mistaken. Don't tell me this bitch took it down. Oh, I'm about to say. Prosciutto. 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 So I was being fucking facetious and I commented. But I rarely comment on social media. I was like, please help me, I'm confused. I don't understand how prosciutto is kosher. Doesn't that come from pigs? Hey, because if you're eating kosher, you're supposed to be eating pursuant to the dietary laws of the scriptures, of the Torah. Alright, so if you're eating fucking swine, you're not eating kosher. And you're saying how delicious it is. Oh, I don't know why it's so hard to eat kosher. I'm eating prosciutto. Bitch, you're dumb as fuck. And she responded, LOL, they just call it that on the package, but I think it's dried meat. You dumb bitch, bro. That's why women need to keep silence. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, why are you speaking about taking the spiritual and moral high ground? Bitch, shut up and get back in the kitchen. Tend to your children. I don't know if she has children or is married, but tend to your husband, tend to your house. Instead of trying to teach the masses on social media. Like, that's why the scriptures I suffer not a woman to teach. Right? Because women are deprived of wisdom. Truly. The Lord is dealing with men. Right? And the men have to deal with women. Right? So this is the order the Lord ordained. But she's out there saying, I don't know what it is. I think it's just dried meat. What type of meat is it? Is it, this is dried meat. Idiot. But nonetheless, and these people claim to be of the Most High. These people claim to be chosen, right? Wicked as hell, man. Wicked as hell. But they have their purpose. Amalek has their purpose. Small Hatters have their purpose, right? Even Babylon, even America has its purpose, man. It has its purpose to be the head of this wicked ass kingdom. It has the purpose to be destroyed, right? Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 45. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Right? Hey. Amalek is using, or the rest of Esau, basically Amalek is using Babylon to draw out the troops for the battle of Armageddon, man. Basically for the return of the Lord. They don't realize that by, basically trying to upset prophecy, they're fulfilling prophecy, right? They're fulfilling prophecy. The Wada Yabashim Yal Shai, man. We're seeing this in 4K, man. We're seeing this live, man. So Amalek is using Babylon, to attack certain nations. Again, it's like we read. Oh, did we read it, Slakia? We didn't read it, Slakia. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Now, what is a war, man? A war, at the end of the day, is just, not just, you just say war is basically a battle or a skirmish between two nations. So now you're going to have the U.S. have war with Venezuela. Right now you have, I believe it's Thailand and Cambodia going through it, India and Pakistan going through it. All these nations are going through it. And pretty soon all these nations are going to join forces and attack one nation, which is going to use it to draw out troops. And now I believe the U.S. troops were killed in Syria recently. So what's that going to do? Which you never know. News hasn't fully come out about it, or details hasn't fully come out, or I haven't seen the full details of it yet. But it's probably Mossad behind it. Mossad is the Israeli version of the CIA. So probably Mossad behind that. Because Mossad was behind the creation of Hamas and ISIS. I believe Mossad was behind, in a way. I believe Mossad was behind, because last night, about 4 a.m. our time, a Hanukkah celebration in Australia was shot up by two, I think they were Pakistani. But I was watching the video of one of the gunmen, and one of the gunmen, it said like 12 people died or something, or 22, Slovakia, I'm not sure, I forgot, or 13 maybe. But it's ironic because, I'm jumping back and forth, but let me piece this together. It's ironic because you had this, we mentioned this before too. You had a political figure on social media, and also a podcaster said this, but they said a false flag is coming soon. I believe Candace Owens said on Twitter, on social media, that a false flag is gonna happen. And I believe she said in December. So she might even said the second week of December. So right on the money. All right, but when people see false flags, you know, people are automatically assuming inside of Babylon, inside of America. But there was another shooting in Rhode Island last night too. Right? So that could have been a false flag too. So a lot of these so-called terrorist attacks are false flags. Right? Hey, look at 9/11. Look at the truth behind 9/11, man. You go into the details in history, how shit 9/11 doesn't add up. Details in history, how the Columbine shooting doesn't add up. Details in history, how the Sandy Hook shooting didn't add up. Right? Details in history of how the Las Vegas shooting didn't add up. You know, these shits don't add up, man. And a lot of times too, the shooting will be real, but these niggas they be mind controlled. CIA programming, MK Ultra, they're designed. They hear that code word or the activator word, like a sleeper cell, and just get active, right? You got that. But going back to this Australia shooting last night, which again tying into Amalek wants to be portrayed as the victim, as the ones that are persecuted, right? So maybe this is why they did it, because you rarely seen. I'm really trying to think of one. A terrorist attack or false flag attack upon Amalek. All right, now I'm wondering how many Amalekites truly perished in this terrorist attack last night. I know they mentioned one rabbi, and that's all they mentioned. So I'm wondering how many of them were there. Right? Because I seen a video of the gunman. It was weird. The gunman had the rifle pointed in a general direction of two guys, and maybe were like 20, 30 feet away, maybe 50 feet away. But the guys were just standing there. They weren't like running and ducking, and the gunman was firing in that direction, but he wasn't aiming at them. And that shit could have been AI, man, because the details didn't add up. But also another angle of the video I seen, the gunman, his rifle was bolt action. I remember, I think it was, I'm not gonna say I remember, but I remember playing Call of Duty. There was one sniper rifle, I forgot what it was called, but basically it was so powerful, but you only get one shot at a time. So you pow, reload, you got one thing, pull back the bolt, pow. But that's the type of gun this nigga had. It wasn't that sniper rifle, but he had a bolt action rifle where he'll shoot a round and bolt another one back in. So he go pow, pow, pow. But the way he was fucking pulling back that bolt, the way he was firing, that nigga seemed professionally trained. That nigga could have been trained by the IDF. He could have been trained by Mossad, man. It doesn't add up, man. Or just a migrant that came to the country, you know. No, this nigga was fucking trained. And another thing, seen this twice. Oh, twice I seen this. There was an old TV star, the star of a show called Roseanne. Roseanne did some things. She fell from grace, and now she's back on the scene, like a podcast. Everybody's a fucking podcast. Everybody has their own 2 cents. But what's the fucking truth, right? Roseanne was talking to another guy, you know, and she was like, "Oh, basically, Israel will just deal with India or China if Babylon or America turns their back on Israel. And then Israel will feel the burn then. Israel will feel the repercussions. Israel basically, I mean, not stock yet. And then America will feel the burn, then America will feel the repercussions. And then the dude on the mic, or the other guy, other star of the show, whatever, he was like, because Roseanne was talking about, oh, it's gonna be terror and drama, not drama. It's gonna be terror and hell to pay for America for turning their back on Israel, because so-called anti-Semitism it's just skyrocketing. Again, it's been mainstream. It's mainstream. But speaking of that, let me not jump into that. The dude that was talking to Roseanne, he said something. He was agreeing with her, and then he said something, but they just totally blew it over. Nobody's, clarified what he said. But he was like, "Yeah, America." He said something about the sleeper agents inside of Babylon, which Jake has been prophesying, or brothers have been saying that ever since the borders have been wide open, especially during the so-called Biden administration. I think he had maybe an influx of 11 million plus over of so-called immigrants into the country, and the majority of them are working age men. It's not like women and children seeking refuge. They're fucking able-bodied men. It's not like you're elderly. So brother has been prophesying, saying, hey, these niggas could be sleeper cells. These niggas could be agents. All right? And they're about to get it popping. They're just waiting for the right time. Or they're probably going through training right now. Or gathering supplies right now. To pull off some sort of inside job. Right? And then what's it going to do? They're going to blame Jake. Oh, look. It's these so-called Hispanics that came across the border illegally that are perpetrating these terrorist attacks. Or it could even be an Edomite doing the so-called terrorist attack as a false flag, CIA agent. But what will they do? They'll take the video of that event and AI that motherfucker and change the appearance of the attacker. And this is what's going to be used to persecute the men of the Lord too. Right? Because, hey, persecution is coming, man. Jacob trouble is coming. Right? But what's really going to be the cause or the beginning, the spark that sets off Jacob trouble, again, speaking as a man, I believe it's going to be a lie. A lie is going to spread. And because a lie spreads faster than the truth, then. A lie spreads a lot faster than the truth. All right? I'm just saying how fast rumors spread. But hey, it's the least of the flock drawing out the troops of Babylon for the war of Armageddon, man. All right? Real quick, let me go to Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, the Lord's going to basically undo our captivity, man, of Judah and Jerusalem, the northern and southern kingdom. But in those days, what is he going to do when he does that, man? All right? We'll start to see the inception of it now. Hold on, Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel. All right, so that land or a valley of Jehoshaphat is what we know now as the Fertile Crescent, Fertile Crescent. Right? But now news came out of U.S. troops being killed in Syria. What's that gonna do? Hey, Trump might send more troops in that direction, or might call strikes in that direction or in that region. He's gonna draw out the armies. Amalek has drawn out these armies, man. And Syria is a nation of, I believe, a little over 90 million people. So their army is massive, right? So it won't be because no war truly lasts or is quick. When you look through history, no war is like only 6 months, only a year. It'll last several years at least. Even when you go into the invasion of Iraq, and because since 9/11, well, again, which 9/11 was a lie to perpetrate or to give reason or excuse to Babylon to go into Iraq and create excuse and lies of weapons of mass destruction. Where are these so-called weapons of mass destruction? Right? And I believe the result of that lie ended in over 1 million so-called Iraqis dead. Right? Hey, this is Amalek's doing, man. Because Amalek was behind 9/11. Right? If you go and look at the facts and history of 9/11, Amalek fingerprints all over that shit, man. Even the owner of the building, I forgot his name, but he took out, I think it was 30 days before the attack on 9/11, he took out a $2 billion insurance claim money, right, against terrorist acts, right? And that day, he was known for showing up to work inside the Twin Towers every day, religiously. He never missed a day of work. I believe he never missed a day of work. But that day, he claims his wife scheduled a dermatologist or a dentist appointment, and he missed work that day. So he just so happened to miss work on the day of 9/11, even though he has a track record of 20 plus years never missing a day. And then also, I believe also, they claim, I could be mistaken about this, but no Amalekites perished on 9/11. Now, if you work in any corporate office, especially in an area like fucking Manhattan, New York City, it's gonna be filled with Amalekites, man. Right? But that day the towers collapsed and there were no Amalekites perished. 3,000 plus casualties, but no Amalekites. No Amalekites on the plane either. Crazy work, man. But again, that shit's conspiracy too, because even the shit we're told, not by the mainstream narrative, but by the facts, it doesn't add up, right? It doesn't add up. Nothing adds up. And this is the thing about telling lies. We talk about it all the time. You tell a lie, you gotta tell another lie to cover up that lie. And continuing on and on. It's like taking two mirrors and facing them to each other. It's just gonna be an endless loop of reflections. And just like lies, it's gonna be an endless trail of lies, which is a lie. There's no end of the lie, right? Oh, where were you last night? Oh, I was at a friend's house. Now, you gotta make up a lie. You told lies about where you were at. Now your friend has to create a lie that you were there. It's ongoing. You gotta create a lie what you're doing. Shit like that, man. It's just too much. And that was a bad example, but it goes on and on. But again, 9/11 was an example of Amalek bringing out troops, drawing the troops. So he released the flock, drawing them out. And all history repeats itself, all right? That's what the scripture says, and this is what we see. Joel chapter 3 verse 2, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahushaphat, which is again the fertile crescent, and will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel, for my people Israel. That's a possessive term, meaning that everybody isn't God's people. The Lord has a specific group of people unto himself, only for himself. Right? Everybody isn't God's people. And then when you see the acts and the atrocities committed by the small hatters, when you hear the stories that they do, you can't say those are the Most High's chosen people. It's obvious that they're not. Even though you can hear stories about Jake and the shit that Jake do, shit that niggas be doing, you can say, oh, that's not God's chosen people. You can say that too. But the difference is that Jake wasn't brought up, taught that they were God's chosen people. If Jake was brought up, taught the truth, if Jake was brought up in that culture, Jake wouldn't be the way they are. But because our culture was stripped from us, and the Lord said he would strip our culture from us, so that was prophecy fulfilled. But our culture was stripped from us. We were told lies about who we are. We were told lies about where we came from. We were told lies about everything. Where do we get our identity from? Right? We get our identity from the shit that we see, our environment, and how our niggas portrayed in media. Violent, game beggars, sex addicts, drug users, drug peddlers, pimps, alcoholics, thieves, violent. This is how Jake is portrayed in media. So Jake sees the image of themselves and takes on that identity. And then you throw them in a area or a situation or cause a situation where resources are slack. Resources are hard to get. Resources are hard to come by. So now you put them in an area where they believe in their head, they believe in their mind, because they weren't taught to fear and put faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They believe in their mind that they have to steal in order to get by. They have to take in order to get by. They have to rob their fellow fucking brothers and sisters in order to get by. Or even other nations. They're taught this. And this is why they act this way. This is why you got that term going around on social media called so-called black fatigue. Right? And niggas is tired of niggas, man. I go to a function or I go to an area and I see all niggas, like this shit not gonna end well. This shit, because niggas be wildin' sometimes. Niggas be wildin'. And the visual, that's not just the behavior, it's the visual too of shit niggas allow. Because you'll see basically, let's say you go to a function with a so-called 100 so-called black people. You go to an event with a so-called 100 so-called black people. You'll see, let's say there's 50 men, 50 women. And 30 of them will be overweight. And 28 of those 30 will be wearing some fucking tight clad or revealing ass clothing. Right? 48 of the 50 will be wearing the same type of clothing. Unmodest apparel. Right? But it's worse when you're plus size. It seems so, you're desperate for attention that you only get by being sexual, which at that turn makes you a whore. Because attention is a commodity. Attention is money. Attention is currency to these women. So you're willing to do anything to get said attention. You're willing to take off clothing, wear revealing clothing, act like a fool, twerk in public. You're willing to do this for that attention, you're being a whore, right? And what do the little scriptures say about whores, man? There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor sodomites of the sons of Israel. Again, and these women will be content with niggas being sodomites, man. They'll be happy. They'll fucking celebrate sodomite niggas, man. Right? Niggas is tired of niggas. Even niggas are tired of niggas, man. Even niggas are tired of niggas. know? And then the whole victim mentality shit too, you add that on top of it. Oh, I can't do this and that because of this and that. It's like, it's true. Jake is the victim in Babylon. Jake is a victim in captivity. But why are you victimized? We're only victimized till we went off, man. If we never went off, we will never be a victim. So we have to take accountability for the shit that we have done instead of crying about the shit that other nations are doing. Right? You can't cry about the shit the other nations are doing if you take accountability for the shit you have done. All right? Hey, keep your mouth shut if you're doing the same shit as them, man. You're cool with sodomites. You're cool with robbery. You're cool with drug dealing and destroying of your communities. You're cool with that, but then when other nations do it to you, you want to cry out. Hey, stop it, man. Stop the hypocrisy. Let me finish this real quick. Joel 3:2. I will also gather all nations. I will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Jake has been scattered among the nations, throughout the four corners of the earth, man. Which also proves, or we say this all the time, that so-called Israelis can't be the chosen people. They can't be so-called, the state of Israel can't be their land. Because if they were in their land, this shit wouldn't be happening. There wouldn't be wars, right? All right? The Lord didn't say he's going to sign a declaration and cause them to create a state and for you to go dwell there. No, the Lord says he's going to bring us back, right? The Lord led us out of captivity in the wilderness, you know, via chariots. The Lord's going to bring us out of captivity again via chariots, man. That's what the Lord does, man. Again, the past is just a reflection of the future, man. There truly is no difference. Right? Of course, the Lord is going to add and put his twang on it on the second Exodus. The Lord is about to do his thing. But hey, an Exodus is happening, right? And the chosen people are in their lands. Why would they wait for the Lord to return? They would have what they need, right? Joel 3:3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and a girl sold for wine, that they might drink. And that's what they do, man. We're just commodity to these other nations. Starting with Esau, Edom, right? Starting with basically Amalek. We're just commodity. And you're born in Babylon, first thing you get, besides jab the fuck up, is a social security number. It's basically a barcode. First thing you get. Now that you got people talking about, oh, your social security number is tied to a bank account, where basically, I'm not going into that, but yeah, the first thing you get is social security number, birth certificate, but without that social security number, if you don't have it, you wouldn't be allowed to do a lot of things in Babylon. You wouldn't be allowed, man. Right, so, and they use that, and they use the people for collateral to acquire more debt in this place. The financial system is tied to the actual population of Babylon as far as citizens. Right? Shit's crazy, man. Money isn't real, man. Money is not real. Of course, Scripture says money is a defense, but the money is money, according to Scripture. Money is something like land, cattle, resources, precious metals, gold, silver. That's money according to the Scriptures. The shit that people call money now is currency. And all currency loses its value over time. Hey, in ancient Rome, they had currency, they had coins. right? I can't take an ancient Roman coin now and go to the store and buy anything with it. They'll be like, no, we don't take that here, right? That currency has now become worthless. Same thing's gonna happen to the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is gonna become worthless, man. And they're gonna issue in a new currency, right? That's gonna be tied to the RFID chip, the MOTB, the Revelation 13 and 16, right? And you won't be able to buy and sell without it, man. And if you take that chip, you're going to be destroyed, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You didn't know any better. That the whole pandemic, the whole jab situation, that really was a litmus test to tell you, to show you that or basically not only to see what percentage of the population would be willing to take something that they had no idea what was in it or the consequences of it and inject it into their body, even at the threat of missing out on so-called society, a wicked ass society at that. But also to see, basically have to see who is willing to do it. And the majority were. Over 60% of Babylon, or so-called America, did take at least one jab. Now look at the numbers of so-called turbo cancers, of myocarditis. Shit is spiking. Right? But hey, wait till this RFID is mandated. How many? I believe even more will take it, because then they're gonna say, well, basically without it you won't have anything. You won't be able to pay rent, your mortgage, electricity, water bill. You won't be able to pay your car note. You won't be able to take public transportation, go to the grocery store. Like, you won't be able to do any of this. So people are gonna, out of necessity, I'm gonna take it. But that's when you depend on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Only lean on Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Don't trust anything else, man. Because everything else will let you down. Things fail, things break, systems collapse, systems are corrupted. Governments are never for the people. Alright? Even now, technology is everywhere, but that shit crashes all the time. That shit gets hacked, allegedly, all the time. And now you're gonna put the technology in your body. So what happens when that gets hacked? What happens when that fails? It's gonna be funny when you take that chip. Oh, I had to take it. I couldn't eat without it. I couldn't feed my kids without it. It's gonna be funny when you take that chip and the system collapses or it goes down or it gets an upgrade. Oh, the chip is down. We won't be able to process any payments. So even with the chip, you won't be able to buy or sell. Shit gonna be funny. Shit gonna be hilarious. But the people were warned, man. That's all that matters. The warning went out, man. The Lord warned society. The Lord warned the people, man. He used his men to do it. He used the scriptures to do it. And those that don't take heed will be destroyed. Actually, let me finish this off right quick. Joel 3:4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? If ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your own recompense upon your own head. Hey, judgment is coming for these other nations. It ain't gonna be just 2/3 feeling the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. These other nations are gonna feel it as well. Verse 5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah, the children also of Judah, and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Right? Again, hey, this describes today too. We're so far removed from our home. Of course, the Lord kicked us out of our home for going off. But hey, he used other nations to execute his judgment against us, but he's also going to use that as well to execute judgment against them, right? The Lord is perfectly balanced, man. And just like they had their time on top, they had their time to rule, and they ruled in wickedness, so the recompense is going to return upon their own head. Verse 7, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them. Babylon, really all the Americas, all the Western Hemisphere, all the four corners of the earth, and will return your own recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Captivity. These other nations are going into captivity. These other nations are going to be slaves, man. Just like it says in Revelation. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And this is what the Lord proclaimed. Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And all these other smaller nations too, man. And it's just going to be Babylon as the big bad bully, you know, invading these other nations, causing a regime change, you know, installing so-called democracy. No. These nations are going to rise up. Because these nations got nuclear weapons too. These nations got armory too. The Lord's going to put it in their spirit, basically join forces and attack this place, man. All right? Even Israel, America's so-called greatest ally, are going to turn their back and shoot missiles at this place too, man. Assemble yourselves, verse 11, assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Right. All these nations are going to have basically, the Fertile Crescent is going to be basically the battleground of World War III. Right? Even though there's going to be skirmishes and battles, even a civil war in Babylon as well. Right? But these nations are going to be gathered together in the Fertile Crescent, in that region, in the so-called Middle East. And that's where the Lord is going to basically judge all these other nations. And this is prophecy according to the scriptures. Verse 13, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. And that's what we're hoping for, man. We're hoping for the return of the Lord to bring a judgment upon these other nations and deliverance upon the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, I'm gonna wrap it up with that. With that being said, I'm gonna give all honor, all glory, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadosh. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And I want to say peace and salutations to the elect and the nation of Israel. Until next time, I say Shalom and Abba B'Wah.